As I say this, her eyes roam over me, scrutinizing and thoughtful.
Hey.
Hello everyone and welcome back to 4pixels. Kimi and Cook are here with our guests, Buttons and Leifle from Cacophony of Games, and we are continuing the letter. Let's have her say that line
We
again.
actually took another look at the property yesterday, though it was brief.
I'm sure it'll be fine on my recording, Buttons, don't worry.
Okay, like I said, that nor'easter totally screwed us.
But I'm sure you would want to see it yourself, to spot anything we might have missed.
It's not like I have much of a choice, do I?
Do you?
No.
I mean, you do, but...
No.
No.
Riding to the Ermengarde mansion in the rice is an awkward affair. Not only am I worried about scoffing the expensive life, I'm so worried about couples spot. With the tension thick in the air, I can feel them starting it. Oh, no, that's right. I can feel them starting at each other any time. Nobody is saying anything. Up until Mr. Wright tells his valet to turn the damn radio off. And for a moment, I think he might start. But instead, he just stays quiet, and so do the rest of us. In the end, the sufferable silence stays. I have never been so glad to see a house. Are those new relationships, or are those the
Those are the old ones, but there is a new journal entry, but my taskbar refuses to hide, so I can't click on it.
Oh boy. Stepping out of the car and up to the mansion meant the end of an uncomfortable can finally take a breath of fresh air. The beauty of the place never fails to make me gaze in wonder every time I see it as well. Mrs. Wright moves towards the front door, keys at hand, and I can already hear Mr. Wright plotting.
Alright, Hans, we're going to go in, but I want you to look around the place. Familiarize yourself with it. Know every nook and cranny, every inch of the lot. Go and see where we can put that vineyard and the other things we talked about. We'll want to know where to station security as well, so go around the perimeter and figure it out.
Scout the property and circle the perimeter on foot. You do know this is 46 acres of land, sir.
Well, you are not driving a car over the grass. Put those long, spidery legs of yours to good use. I didn't hire you to stand around and look intimidating. Go, mush.
You hired him to stand around and be good looking.
Accurate.
I mean, I would.
Someday, I'd like to ask Johannes can even stand and tolerate the man. Why doesn't he just quit? Certainly the pay can't be that good. Even I'm a bit put off by our mutual employer. Even I'm a bit put off, and the only thing that keeps me from bailing is the fact that we've worked. At least, I'll only be working with him during the duration of the project. He works with him.
Sometimes I think you hired me to make me suffer for your amusement.
Someday, I'd ask. I feel a bit bad for him. If it's any consolation, he'll be away from Mr. Wright, if only for a little while. We were able to enter the mansion after a bit of standing out there in the sun. This wretched, strange sunlight that is far too alien and rare. Like because it's Britain, or like because it's the house? I feel like I ask. There had been a bit of a problem with the missus not knowing which key it was. The first item on the agenda would be the grand staircase. It seems sturdy during the open house, but on closer inspection might say otherwise. There are no obvious marks of damage nor wear and tear, probably rethreaded during renovations. Peeking under the grand carpet, the wood is properly installed, with the bark placed down to prevent cupping. The carpet itself could use a vacuum though. Structural conditions, from what I can see without actually dismantling the thing, look to be in good shape, and the handrails and support posts are firm. The work on it should be commended. I can't look much more into the rest of the foyer, however, because Mr. Wright starts to hurry us into checking the dining hall.
So, what do you think? Certainly we can't turn this area into a garage.
It's Jacobean architecture. I'd say these would be pilasters and not buttresses, but you never really know. They really liked mixing up these elements. You could say it was pretty avant-garde at the time. We might hit a support beam if we're not careful.
And in layman's terms?
From what I see here, we could risk great damage to the house if we try to turn the dining hall into a garage.
The man didn't look too pleased at this. There's a look of disappointment before he sighs, and looks around to the place with an air of defeat. When he moves to speak, I dread another unreasonable demand. Again.
This will stay a dining hall then. But if I may have another request instead, at least spruce the place up with some flowers, some plants or something. It feels so old and dead in here.
No,
That's
she's going to put a
hardly
corpse under the
unreasonable.
dining room table.
Daffodils are a must, I presume.
I was gonna laugh because you said dead.
The look that passes between the two of them. There's a genuine look of fondness there. This is the first time I've seen such an exchange between the two of them. If anyone are to see them like this, there is little doubt that they loved each other.
Of course, and I want a garden full of them. Now, if you excuse me, I'd like to look at the rest of the house. I'll just be around here downstairs, if anybody needs me.
That leaves Mrs. Wright and I.
Eyebrow waggle.
Eyebrow waggle.
He's quite fond of them, you know.
I can imagine. He looked terribly upset when we told him he can't have his garage.
I meant the daffodils. We always have a vase full of them in every house we own. Somewhere. I'd like to think. They may be about his mother. He never talks about her. I don't even know her name. He likes to flatter, claim that they remind him of me, but he's always loved the flowers, even before we married.
That's hilarious. No. So daffodils are a member of the Narcissus family?
Mm-hmm. I think we talked about this before when it first came up.
I think we did too. I can't remember though. But
You're like, no fucking surprise he likes daffodils.
bitch, yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, it does.
With that same voice.
I don't. Did you read this line?
Oh no, sorry. I was too caught up in the narcissist thing. My bad. Much like the piano, I didn't take him for a person who liked flowers. Daffodils least of all.
Most of all.
What's next? Am I going to find out that Mr. Wright saves buildings? He's
Yeah.
not Spider-Man, thank Christ.
I'll go and snoop about upstairs. You go and
Get me
do
pictures
whatever
of
it is that you
Spider-Man.
have to do.
When she goes without even asking if I need her here, I'm left standing to stare at the walls. Really, I don't need to do a thorough inspection of the building itself. It isn't really part of an interior designer's job. But the architect in me is committed to doing this task with every project. If I'm going to make a living space that have both form and function, I might as well make sure that the entirety of it is safe for my clients. Since I'm already here, I roam around the dining hall to check things off my punch list, if you will. But when it's time to move on, I hesitate. Mr. Wright said he would be somewhere around here on the ground floor, and I really didn't want to be. I have to look through the place eventually, sure, but on the other hand, I can do it later when he's gone. I can go upstairs first if I want to.
I say first floor.
Why is this a question?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They gave shit on Luke the whole path? First floor. I've already seen enough of this floor during the open house. Of course, I know that it's just a convenient excuse. I just don't want to be in the same room as Whiskey anytime soon. So, I might as well just go upstairs first. The banisters on the grand staircase's landing are solid, and at a proper height. Any lower, and they would be trouble. There's a small catch on the carpet though, but as long as nobody tries to run down the stairs until it gets fixed, things should be alright. I wonder if that was before or after Isabel tripped down it. Isabella. Damn it!
Probably after. I mean, I think they had already finished all the renovations by the time that she and Rose first went in. Or went in during the open house.
I'm ashamed of myself. Give me a minute.
Okay, you're getting a little hand on you. That's not bad.
Literally first chapter. And the stained glass, art. Restored. No doubt in the image of the last lady and Lord of Ermengarde. Or it was supposed to be, until Lady Charlotte's fiancé was brutally murdered. Oh, finally, backstory. Christ. By a witch, from what I've read. You'd think the historians of this place would be a lot more scrutinizing filtering out stuff like that.
Excuse me.
I'm amazed they bothered with it, instead of replacing it with some generic cookie-cutter design.
So, because she referred to these two as the last lady and lord of the house, but so I guess that must be Charlotte. All this time I had been assuming that whatchamacallit, the ghost might have been Charlotte, but since she has black hair, I guess not.
Charlotte's kind of one of those Charlotte's like one of those standard old lady English names too. Like I don't know what, like Elizabeth ranks up there. What's another one that's like really popular? Mary. Mary's a big one. Basically, was it a yes, no ish? This entire piece alone would have cost roughly 500, even £1 million. Lady Charlotte Ermengarde and her beloved. Looking at the mosaic, it's not too far a stretch of the imagination to believe that the depicted images could be Mr. and Mrs. Wright. Way to hit that nail on the frick. That's real heavy-handed.
Yeah.
Real heavy-handed. It can be easily assumed as such, if one doesn't know the history of the mansion. Really, a place like this should be protected by the government as a landmark. But what can I do about it? Walking into the East Wing, I tried to go into the theatre, but it met with an obstacle. That should be but M met. The obstacle that is locked doors. 2 doors. 2! And both of them are locked.
Oh, we're near the attic where Isabella first found the
that's
letter.
that door.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be frustrated. Would be. If I had already hadn't snuck off while the Wrights were having their little business meeting with Miss Cooper before to take a peek. With what Mr. Wright wanted, we'd have to install a powerful projector, the type they use in cinemas, and a projection screen. The seats would have to be reupholstered, if they're to be any comfortable even, and the walls will have to be covered in dark paint wallpaper or install wall-to-wall carpeting. Really, of all the rooms I could be jealous of, I could just picture myself in there, watching old kung fu flicks on a weekend-long marathon. Makes me wonder what kind of movies Mrs. Wright would like. You know, you could marry her and find out, just saying.
Mm-hmm.
Rom-coms, perhaps. Her husband, on the other hand, would rather not think about it. In the middle of my notation and planning, I don't even realise that I'm not alone, until I'm caught standing in front of any locked door like a fool.
Were you meaning to go in there? I'm afraid we won't be able to open it up today.
Oh well, I wanted to, but it's fine. I can still survey the rest of the place.
Apologies, but the key was missing when they were handed over. They told us that they'd get right back to us with it.
What? But aren't they supposed to hand over all the keys once property changes hands? That can be grounds to file a complaint.
They were already kind enough to let us move in so early. There's no need to raise a fuss about it.
Oh, Hannah.
Worst comes to worst, we can call for a locksmith.
The air is heavy and sombre when she grows quiet and glances out the window. Out towards the vast expanse that surrounded what would be their house. Their home. Then she looks back at me with a sigh and a bitter smile.
Flowers. Yellow flowers. Daffodils, dandelions, and sunflowers and the sort all up front. Just a whole garden of them. They'll make the house look lovely, won't they?
Of course. A garden is a wonderful addition to any home.
As I say this, her eyes roam over me, scrutinizing and thoughtful. Hey. I have to hold back the shiver that threatens to run down my spine at being inspected so closely.
Yes, it must be nice.
We're still talking about the gardens, yes?
Oh,
You wish otherwise,
No.
Marianne.
No. I mean, probably there's a bush involved in both. Just saying.
Oh my god.
And this is where I get
Why?
kicked out of the LP.
Wow. Get out button.
I mean, not having to worry about what another person thinks of you.
What do you mean by that?
She lifts her hand and points to her wedding ring before it falls listlessly to her side.
Sometimes I wonder what would have happened if I didn't marry Luke. There'll be no fights about walk-in closets or silly helipads. I could do with this place as my heart desires until there's nothing but content. Then again, I wouldn't have bought this place if it wasn't a gift for him. I probably wouldn't even be in Luxbourne if it wasn't for him. Maybe I would have moved to London, Manchester, or Birmingham. I might have even left the country altogether. France, Germany, Spain, Canada, Sweden, even America.
Nah.
The possibilities would have been
Even
endless.
America. I'm so happy she has that as last resort, because that's about right now.
Yep. Shouldn't even be a last resort. Go visit Kime.
Accurate.
Canada's in America, though. Just saying.
Yeah, but you know how people are when they talk about America.
I didn't know what to say to that. What is there to say?
I'm sorry, I must sound
Then go to
so
America.
petty and ungrateful. I do love him. So very much, even if he can be a bit difficult at times.
Bruh. Bail.
Oh no, not at all.
Bruh,
I'm
bail.
just confused why you're telling me this, of all people.
Just a whim, I think. Just flights of fancy, that's all.
She wants a
Don't you ever
friend.
think about
Be her
one decision
friend.
you've made in your life and wonder how much would change if you chose to do things differently?
Yeah,
I feel like that's a cutting question.
yeah, it's every day of my life.
Uh-huh.
I try not to dwell on the past, ma'am.
The key word is try, of course. Thinking of the past brings up too many ghosts. Hey,
Brum-bum-tsh.
memories of her. And I do wonder what would change if I just said he asked for me.
Oh.
Maybe she'd still be with me.
Oh.
Sorry, I don't know who's saying oh, but all I could think of was orororo, orororororo.
Wow. What is that?
Oh, listen, you were
What?
the old weave is coming out in me.
Oh.
I return to the present, just like I said. I try not to. Yikes!
So-
This decision.
For this one, personally speaking, I would like to say the first, but I think the one she would prefer to hear is the bottom one. So it's like, do we go for the one that would make her happy, or do we just be honest?
See, I'm on the I think she prefers honesty train.
That's true.
Said I was wrong about the last one.
Just give me a second. I'm going to leave and rejoin the call because I am catching like half of the entire conversations and I'm super lost.
I mean, like the last one, I thought we were being honest because we chose I'm not feeling well. The problem with that question was that it didn't include the tidbit about having auditory hallucinations and screaming at Hana. And that's what made it.
It straight up reminds me. Oh god. It's like when you pick dialogue option in Fallout 4, and it's nothing like what you thought it was. That's what I feel like right now.
Yeah.
Like, give me the /sarcasm prompt so I know which one is the sarcastic answer. Thank you.
To be fair, a lot of games have been doing that lately, where
I know, it's fucking infuriating.
it's a fucking
Ugh.
that you think is what you want to answer is actually not the answer you want to do, because instead it's rather something else.
Yep.
I'm going fuck it.
So what are we choosing?
I kind of feel like we should encourage her to decide on her own.
Me too, actually.
Yeah, so, okay.
We're all on board.
That already seems simple enough.
Yeah, that went down.
Damn!
Don't say that about other people's worries.
I mean, it doesn't have to be as difficult as she makes it out to be, right? This is not what that sentence pick
No.
implied.
Nope.
Nope.
Why don't you decide on your own?
I mean, nothing against Mr. Wright, of course. The whiskey buggered me to no end.
Except he didn't bugger you. He just bugs you.
By law, should be the owner of the house. Well, unless they signed a joint property ownership anyway, which is a rare thing, as far as I know. Especially among these highbrow types. Sure, they could actually love their spouse. I don't doubt the possibility. But money is money. And it makes people do the most horrible things sometimes.
It's
What?
your house. You can paint the whole place pink if you want, and there's not much he can do.
That had nothing to do with what the question was about, though. Did it? And I just, like, freaking missed it?
Well, like yeah, the thing. I thought she was talking more about her relationship with Luke.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Rip.
Rip.
We
The
fucked
somber
up.
expression. Yeah, we fucked up hard. Ugh.
Well, I guess maybe we were supposed to pick that up from the. You two must have been quite the pair. I don't know.
No, because that doesn't, like, that also doesn't feed into it. Like, is this bad translation, maybe, for the questions? I don't know. But the ones for, like, Marianne and Hannah have been really off.
Yeah, did you read this line?
No. The somber expression she has changes to a look of content.
I could, but we are husband and wife. Equal partners in marriage, Marianne, though I can see that you don't
Woof.
understand.
Yikes.
This is his home as much as it is mine. I'm not going to go behind his back over a room. And how dare you suggest that?
I mean, he would do it to you.
Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
Like, he would not have a problem going behind your back about a room.
I mean, he cheated, so a room's hardly anything.
Exactly.
Repeatedly.
Exactly.
Alright, but I think we will wrap up this episode right here. Thank you guys for joining us, and see you next time.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hello everyone and welcome to 4pixels. Kime and Coco are here and we are going to be starting a game that was supposed to be the third game that I ever LP'd. Yeah, Until Dawn. If you've been here from the beginning, you know that since Cave Story, which was my first game that I ever uploaded to the channel, that I've been saying I was going to play this game, but then stuff just kept cropping up. And
You were just
now,
scared.
That too. That too. And now my graphics card on my computer died, and I have nothing else to do. So, Kimi and I are finally going to get started on this.